Alabama and South Florida.
Bro, that was not.
It was a close game. Welcome back to the Sports Blitz podcast with your host Raleigh,
Parker,
And Isaac.
Today is sponsored by no one because we have no sponsors. If you want to sponsor us, hit us up. Today we have some good topics to talk about. We're going to talk about the weekend of college football, NFL, and upcoming UFC 306 in the spirit of the week.
just keep going.
So, this is our 30th attempt to make this intro. So, we're going to keep it rolling. So, we're going to first start talking about, not NFL, college football, because it starts on Saturdays and Fridays.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about the big game of the week first, Texas at Michigan. Who people thought this was going to be a close game.
Nope.
It wasn't. Not at all.
Texas is going to the Natty. I hope you all know that. Clip it.
Yeah.
Texas is going to the national championship.
So, you might think that, but I'm going to have to put my money on an underdog. NIU. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
NIU might have had the upset of the week, though, over Notre Dame. Notre Dame was ranked number 5 at the time, and Northern Illinois wasn't even being looked at. Northern Illinois is 2-0 now with a 16-14 win with a blocked field goal to win the game.
Also, I would just like to say, Northern Illinois, even after beating Notre Dame, should not be ranked. I do.
Hey, it's the Maction, baby. It's the Maction. So, that's the biggest win in MAC history, actually. No, I don't think they have. I think it said no other MAC team has beat a top 5 team, and that was NIU's first ever. What? Oh,
Where's the rank?
does it show it on there? Oh, everybody else gets a rank though. It says Georgia's not ranked, but Georgia's the number 1 team in the nation. Other teams that surprised us was one being Oregon and Boise State. That was a good close game into the end.
Yeah.
Oregon with the last second field goal to win. Penn State and Bowling Green was really close. Bowling Green almost had the upset too. Would have been 2 MAC upsets in the same day. It's the Maction, baby. Buffalo got destroyed by Missouri.
Hey, K-State Tulane.
Yes.
UNC also beat Charlotte.
Tennessee and NC State, probably the best offensive performance by offense right now is probably Tennessee.
Nico's the real deal, everybody.
But
I told you last episode.
He still had 2 picks
I don't care.
against NC State. Arkansas and Oklahoma State was a good game. Oklahoma won in overtime, which was crazy because Arkansas didn't score in the first overtime, and then Oklahoma State didn't just needed a field goal to win, and they didn't get it, and then so they had to play a second overtime, and they won a second overtime.
Yeah.
Tulane and Kansas State was pretty good. Kansas State won by 7 on just a crazy pass interference call. Illinois beating Kansas is crazy too, winning by 6 points. Iowa and Iowa State with the dramatic win of Iowa State to Cyhawks. I think it's called the Cyhawks rivalry. And then Syracuse beating Georgia Tech 31-28. Georgia Tech was ranked number 23. And I think that was it on the big wins. Another close game was Alabama and South Florida.
Bro, that was not.
It was a close game until the end of the third. It was close. It was close.
All right. One thing that I want to point out of this. Bro.
Sorry, after some technical difficulties, we are back. Nothing happened. We were definitely not looking at pictures of Parker when he was on,
When he was a kid.
when he was a kid.
He was a child.
We have okay.
Let me get back to what I was going to say though.
Oh yeah.
My bad.
I want to look at the Oregon and Boise game because I think I mentioned this last week that Dylan Gabriel is a dog and he balls out. And once again, he went 18 for 21, which is crazy good stat.
243
Yeah,
yards.
243, 2 tutties. Just a dog of a QB.
And the Boise State running back still being the
Yes.
best running back in the nation right now because Ollie Gordon
3
did nothing.
tutties.
Yeah. 3 touchdowns and 192 yards. He has like 400 something yards.
That's insane.
So, next we have just games for next week. Just some ranked matchups. On Friday, starts off with Arizona at Kansas State. Number 1, Georgia's playing Kentucky. Is there any game day? College game days at LSU and South Carolina. That is a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Interesting game.
Oregon and Oregon State, a rivalry game. Utah State rivalry game. There's not really any other games. That's it. I mean, there's the Missouri and Boston College is the other ranked team. And so people are saying Boston College should not be ranked right now. Couldn't disagree. But those are some big games. So who do y'all have with Arizona and Kansas State starting Friday night?
Say that again.
Arizona at Kansas State Friday night, 8 p.m. kickoff.
I think I'm gonna take Arizona.
I'll take Kansas State just for the simple fact that
Yeah. I'm gonna take Arizona because they got a better quarterback. I mean,
Well,
they're both the same, but
I think they have a better wide receiver though.
better
They're
wide
one of the
receiver.
best wide receivers. That's why I picked them.
the other ranked. I mean, let's just go where game day's at. LSU at South.
that's
Carolina.
probably the worst game day I've ever seen in my entire life.
But
I don't know.
South
I
Carolina
think
has
they're
a dog of a defensive end at true freshman, and he has like so many. I don't know how many sacks he has.
I
but
think
he has a
USC
lot.
is gonna beat LSU. I think LSU is a fraud. But
Next is Missouri or Boston College at Missouri.
Are we just doing rapid fire game picks? Right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay.
Boston College at Missouri?
Missouri.
BC, bro.
I'm gonna pick Missouri
awesome.
just because it's at Missouri, and Mizzou could be a crazy environment. But
Oregon State's a cool game.
Oregon and Oregon State. It's at Oregon State. It's a 3:30 Fox kickoff. What do y'all think? Oregon or Oregon State? I'm gonna go with.
I'll take Oregon. I know I'm taking all the
The
insane teams, but
It's a 16-point favorite for Oregon. And then that's really it with close games in the top 25.
Georgia plays Kentucky. I don't know if you talked about that. I mean, that's not a
I
crazy...
skipped it because of it's a 24 point.
Yeah.
Georgia's gonna play. It's Brock Vandergrift's revenge game. Not really. He's gonna play. So now we're into the NFL. Week 1, there was a lot of games. I mean, all 32 teams played. We're gonna start off with just like what we think about them. We're gonna start off with the first game to start off the season. It was Ravens at Chiefs.
My thoughts about this game real quick. I know it came down to a toe tap, but I also do not think the Ravens played well at all.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that game shouldn't have been close. There was a couple times where the Ravens had multiple opportunities in the first half to get it close, didn't come through on that, but then they pout about losing in the end with the toe tap. But the play before, they had Zay Flowers wide open in the end zone.
Yeah.
Lamar misses. He says he wasn't going for Zay Flowers. He says he was going for Likely, I think, or somebody, or Bateman. I think it was Bateman actually. But either way, I think he probably just should have said Zay Flowers anyway, because if that was going to Rashad Bateman, that was probably one of the worst.
I think if the Ravens played like they did in the postseason last year, they would have beat the Chiefs by far in this game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just week 1. We're getting back into football, and so like there's a lot of differences.
Interesting note. Lamar Jackson wasn't at practice yesterday, and nobody knows why. But he was at practice today.
Okay.
They said it was because he's still trying to get over like just being hurt.
Yeah, I think they ended up saying it was a Veterans Day off, which
Whatever.
whatever.
Apparently he was the only veteran on the team too. So,
Whatever.
usually teams have Monday off, or Monday and Tuesdays off, and then Wednesday's the first day back. Like everybody in.
Yeah,
Like doing stuff.
They do film and stuff.
Like stuff on there's stuff on Monday and Tuesday, but like everybody's back in practice.
But he's the leader of the team. He should be there.
I think he was there, just not practicing, or was he just?
He was. The reason I wasn't really freaking out about this was because that was team media day for pictures and stuff, and he was at the pictures.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it was ever that big of a deal.
Next is Packers at Eagles, and Brazil. This was a really bad game for both teams. Packers lose Jordan Love, and Jalen hurts the team, but somehow they still win. Parker probably has some interesting comments on this game
About Jalen Hurts?
about Jalen Hurts and
He is severely overrated and very not good.
Yeah, I don't like Jalen Hurts.
He had 3 turnovers.
I hate
He had 3 turnovers. We could say the fumble wasn't his fault. It is what it is.
2 bad snaps.
Two bad snaps. One was a turnover. One wasn't. And then he threw 2 bad picks. So
2 really bad picks.
You're
one
trash.
was like the worst pick I think. One was the 3rd worst pick I've seen.
the first pick that he threw when he was trying to throw it to Devontae Smith in triple coverage was quite possibly the worst pass that I think I've ever seen a quarterback throw. I think Jalen Hurts gets way more excuses than the regular quarterback, and I'm kind of tired of it. Jalen Hurts went 20 of 34, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. You might look at that stat line and say, that's not a bad stat line, but if you watch the game,
So it helps when you have like God tier receivers.
yeah, Saquon Barkley is the
Saquon.
MVP of this game. I think he had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, one receiving, and he also had 109 rushing yards and 23 passing yards or receiving yards. So Saquon Barkley is very good at football. I think we all knew that. Love to see Saquon healthy, but I wish it was for a different team. By the way, boys, I don't know how the Eagles keep getting so lucky, because if you guys remember, they were 10-1 last year, but there was almost 5. I think 5 of those 10 games were 1 score or less, or 1 score.
They have the most 1-score games.
They are the one thing that I will say about the Eagles, they are very good at winning close games, and that can come in handy. But when a team blows you out, they blow you out. So they started 10-1. I think they finished 11-6. So you guys can do the math on that. Anyway.
But Malik Willis came in for Jordan Love at the end of the game, and he will be probably leading out the Packers this next week.
I would say so. I would say they rest Jordan Love next game.
That's a tough game for Malik too. Like going out to the Colts, right?
Yeah,
I think it'll be an interesting game.
That's a tough game.
Anthony Richardson, by the way, is the truth. 70-yard pass off the back foot running was the craziest pass I've ever seen.
We'll get to that game in a little bit later. But next game is my personal favorite game. Someone's least favorite game at this table. So it was the Saints or the Panthers at the Saints. It was 10-47. Felt like a lot more. Derek Carr had 3 big ones against J.C. Horn alone, apparently. Rashid Shaheed had that long touchdown pass, 59-yard touchdown pass over everybody. Derek Carr had a hit in his face. Just a great game. Great all-around play just from the Saints. Not letting anything happen other than 2 or 3 drives in the whole entire game. And that's where all the Panthers' yards came from. So, any thoughts on this, boys?
I'll let him go.
Like, at first, the game was like, I was so mad. I think I didn't expect a lot, but I did expect more than this. And, like, yeah, it's a letdown, but then it's also week 1. And then, like, I'm not very high on, like, Bryce or really even anybody on that team. Maybe other than, like, hopeful for Leggett to be kind of, like, a receiver that can stick around and be developed well. I am high on Dave Canellas. But really, I mean, like, we held the Saints to 200 passing yards, which is honestly low-key not, like, awful. I mean, it's kind of, like, on par with what we were last year in the passing defense. It kind of sucks that, like, J.C. Horn let that opening touchdown, like, be a 50-yard bomb or something like that.
59 yards.
So, I mean, it's kind of tough. But then even after that, Derek Carr, like, there was one point at halftime, he had only thrown for, like, 80-something yards, and one of them was off the 59-yard pass. And so, like, going into the half, we played relatively well for that defense, pass defense, but we got killed in the rush game, like, bad. And that's where we struggled last year, and it just got even worse this year. So you'd think for a team that went out and made a lot of moves for the defense, they would have been better, but in reality, they just made themselves a lot worse, which is so unfortunate. I still think there's a lot of talent on the defense. I just don't I don't know.
Like adding off what you said on the defense, I think it would be pretty. Let me see what I'm trying to say here. It was very, I don't know, demoralizing for your team.
Yeah.
To see one of your bright stars on the defense, J.C. Horn, play pretty bad.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean,
He did play bad,
he played bad, which is a surprise because he's probably the leader of that defense. Well, Shaq Thompson is probably the leader.
Shaq is
But-
is the leader. Well, and Derek Brown. And he's
Yeah.
really the leader. And then he's out for the season.
Is he out for the season?
Yeah, they
confirmed?
put him
Wow.
on IR. He's not coming back.
No,
So
that's not very good.
it's tough. I know we signed today. We signed a pass rusher today, or I think it's he's like a vet. I forget. Let's see.
Derek Brown is a very big loss for your defense because he's probably the best player on your defense. Well,
Oh,
not
by far.
probably. It's by far.
Yeah.
Just speaking about Derek Carr a little bit more. Derek Carr went 19 of 23 for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a very good game.
Yeah.
A very good game. I think he's the leader in QB rating so far in
Yeah.
the league, which it probably won't be at the end of the season. But it's very cool to
And
see.
that was just shocking for me because I think Derek Carr in camp and stuff and trainings and stuff, he didn't look good. And so he came out and he balled out. Them as a team is together they came out and they played exactly how they said they were going to play, and it threw the Panthers off. And so the drive that the Panthers put it together, their starters put together in the preseason game versus the Bills was not the same way that they played in that game. And so I think there's a space for the Panthers to play like they did in that Bills preseason game, but I don't know what it was that threw them off. Maybe Riley was he brought it up in the first podcast. It's a loud stadium, and and it really was loud. I was sitting here and listening, I was like, bro, they are cooked because it was a loud stadium.
There was videos after from inside the stadium, and it was just everything was moving. It's just crazy. It just there's nowhere for the sound to go,
Yeah.
and that's what you get the dome. It's just it just happens in all closed stadiums. It can happen at any stadium.
Yeah, but I don't even know what it was. But I'm hopeful for the Panthers to at least do something with an offense to get into the red zone, to get touchdowns, get people open. I think there was a lot of there were multiple times where people were open and Bryce overthrew for 2 picks. One he overthrew and one he was just not accurate on. But going back, we signed Charles Harris today, 29-year-old vet who's with the Lions. He has 16.5 sacks in 7 seasons. So, I think it'll be good for a vet to be there, but he's not necessarily somebody who puts up a lot of numbers as far as sacks. But I think it was Clowney was on the other side of that, and then DJ Johnson and I don't even know how to say his name, Leota. They swapped, and so I think it would be good to have but we'll see. And I'm not hopeful for the rest of the season.
So, just to switch topics a little bit, let's just skim over the other rest of the games except for the Cowboys.
Steelers, Falcons. Steelers are the only team in the AFC North, right? Or what are they? AFC North?
Yeah.
They're the only team in the AFC North to win a game and is the only team in the AFC North to not score a touchdown.
Wow. And they still won. Wow.
They're the only team with the win.
6 field goals.
Steelers and Falcons suck.
Falcons suck. We knew that.
Texans Colt was a good game. It was a great game.
Texans Colt was a good game.
CJ Stroud, dare I say, looked a little.
Yeah, he didn't look
rusty.
as good.
He didn't. I'm not saying anything bad about CJ Stroud.
It's only week 1 still.
But
you gotta think.
he did not play to his full potential, I think.
Bills Cardinals. That was just a
That
weird
wasn't-
game. It
no.
just kept.
It got
just
better as
weird.
It got better as the time.
The
went on.
Cardinals are going to be pretty solid this year.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison just needs to be unlocked.
Marvin Harrison was wide open
He had
at the end of the
one
game
reception.
for 4 yards. He was wide open in quite literally for the game winner touchdown.
Yeah.
Kyler missed him.
Bears Titans. The greatest picture of all sports that just came out of that game. With Will Levis on the ground with his hands like this. The best picture I've seen.
I think the the one with Andy Dalton in the back.
Oh, wait, that's a video. That's a video. But the picture is definitely that. If the Titans didn't even take a snap and just needed out in the second half, they would have won the game because the offense did not, or the offense only scored once, I think, on the Bears. Or no, did they even score? No, I think they threw 2 pick sixes, right?
Who?
Will Levis.
He threw a pick six.
And then
You know what? That was an awful
the
pick six.
biggest upset, quite possibly, of like NFL season already. Patriots over
Yeah.
Bengals. Patriots, like, I don't even know how they.
Oh,
win
bro,
that.
Sam Darnold balled out for the Vikings.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Texas Colby already said Dolphins Jaguars. Greatest celebration came out of that game with Tyreek Hill being arrested. Vikings Giants. Giants did not look that good as usual. What was the thing about what's his name?
Kayvon Thibodeau.
No, Daniel Jones. How many? He has more.
Oh, Daniel! Since signing his contract, his lucrative $140 million contract, Daniel Jones has thrown more touchdowns to the other team than his own.
Yep.
He has 3 pick sixes and 2 passing touchdowns. He's poverty. He's probably the worst starter in the league. I think
It's okay because he's dating Kay Adams.
Charger Raiders. Saw a great clip from Lad McConkey, and I know I'm gonna say that as a Georgia guy, but like he juked out 2 defenders. I don't know how this man jukes out defenders. You see him do a juke, and you're like, how does that work? He just stopped, and the dude slid on the ground. Looked like he was trying to tackle the dude like in soccer, just sliding. And the next dude just over pursued. Chargers won 22-10. Y'all have any comments on that game? See
No.
anything? Seahawks Broncos. Kenneth Walker was pretty good with 103 yards. Geno Smith, pretty decent. Tyler Lockett, decent.
Commanders and Buccaneers. Jaden Daniels looked pretty solid. An interesting stat here that I got from StatMuse. He was the 5th most in fantasy yards for all positions this week. The top 5 is Saquon, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Jaden Reed, and Jaden Daniels.
There's 2 Saints up there.
Which is pretty crazy.
Is Blake Goop, or however you say his name, and Derek Carr are both up there. But also, but he's not even the best kicker because it's freaking
Chris Boswell.
Chris Boswell. Yeah, I was like, is it Chris
The
Boswell?
boss.
Yeah, he has 26, and Jake Moody had 26.
Yeah.
So
Pretty interesting.
It's crazy.
Let's just skim over the Rams and Lions and
Yeah.
Jets 49ers. Jets and 49ers, the Jets didn't look good. I don't think you guys should panic yet.
Yeah.
Jets fans, the
Hey.
4 of you.
It's just week 1.
Yeah, it's just week 1. Skipping over that game.
All the Lions fans that came out of the darkness last year, 26-20 win in overtime.
Good.
That was, I mean, I saw the pick Matthew Stafford throw, and he even said this while he was a Detroit Lion, that wearing the blue uniforms on the blue turf with the blue background, you cannot see the defenders.
Yeah.
And it's smart.
All right, game of the week. We had Tom Brady there for his first game. And fun fact, Tom Brady will be doing Cowboys games for his first 3 weeks. He did the Cowboys-Browns game. This week he's doing the Saints-Cowboys game. And then the next week he is doing the Ravens-Cowboys game, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Cowboys win 33-17. It's a very good win. Very happy with it. Dak went 19 of 32, 179 yards and a touchdown. Dak didn't play like amazing, but if you guys think about it, I was thinking about it today. If you guys think about it, Dak Prescott didn't really have to play good the whole second half. So most of it was just conservative ball management, time management.
Yeah.
So
That's what they do in the NFL after you go up big. You just start
yeah, I'm not going to put too much into that. A surprising person for me this week would be Zeke. I don't think Zeke played bad at all. I think
that hurdle.
First it didn't count, but
It was still.
I love having Zeke on the Cowboys.
Deuce Vaughn getting that one rush for 4 yards.
And an interesting thing, the Cowboys use CeeDee Lamb as a jet sweep player a lot this week or last week, and it was very interesting to see. I think CeeDee's good at it. I think he got a first down on 2 of the 3 attempts, which is very cool. CeeDee Lamb had 3 rushes for 25 yards and 5 receptions for 61 yards, so about 80 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he didn't really need to. Speaking about the Cowboys defense real quick, Eric Kendricks is the best budget signing of free agency thus far. Right now. He had 6 tackles, 3 assists, so 9 total tackles and 2 sacks and an interception.
Yeah, that's gotta be
Very
crazy.
good. Very good week by Eric Kendricks. If him and DeMarvion Overshown play like this every week, it's going to be scary. So, all right, we can talk about next week's games now.
All right,
the Browns look terrible. Deshaun Watson is terrible.
That was probably the worst trade of all time. And have you ever seen Moneyball?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the meme where it's like, this is Deshaun Watson, or it's like him pointing out, it's like, we're paying them all this money and all this stuff. Well, the person who, it's a funny meme, and it's just like, the dude that plays, or Jonah Hill plays in that, is actually one of the dudes that wanted to trade for.
Just to speak on the trade details, I think this is crazy to look at now. With all the things that was happening with Deshaun Watson at the time as well, the Browns were so desperate for that franchise quarterback, and
now they're
credit to them, they took their shot. So the Browns traded a 2022 first round pick, a 2023 first and third round pick, and a 2024 first and fourth. So 3 first round picks, a third and a fourth for Deshaun Watson, and gave him one of the biggest contracts in NFL history. Boys, if we had to go around the table and say
Texans won that, but what did the Texans get for that? Like, who were the players out
pretty
of
sure one of those players might have been CJ Stroud. So let's just go around. Or no, I don't think so. Actually,
I don't think so. There's probably somewhere.
Let's go around the table and grade this. Grade this 8 or we'll do 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Give it a rate. Well, let's do A through F.
I want to still say, like, it's the first team to win the Super Bowl, really. So right now, it's like, it's the first team. If you make a big trade like this, like, it's really just the first team to win a Super Bowl.
It really is.
Grade it without that.
Okay. Without just seeing where they're at right now, I'm going to give a Texans a good old 9 to 10. Like,
we'll do A through B. A through F.
Oh, A. Good A.
Yeah, I would say that was an A for the Texans as well.
A for the Texans.
A for the Texans, D minus for the Browns.
I would say C or a D for the Browns.
I think it would be a C, but since that contract, it's a D.
Well, boys, let's also give Deshaun Watson a little bit of break because Deshaun Watson's dad and his old teammate did die 2 days before the game. He has a lot on his plate. I don't think he's necessarily a great guy, but we don't have to go into that. But Deshaun Watson did have a lot. And the next topic we'll be talking about is NFL Week 2. But before that, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
We are back. That was like a 2-second break for y'all, 5 minutes for us. But we're now going to talk about these upcoming games in the NFL. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game.
Let's do rapid fire picks right now.
Rapid fire, except for 2 games.
Yes.
First game, we're going to go Bills-Dolphins. I'm going to go with Dolphins because I just picked up Tua and I need him to do good.
Okay. We're gonna do rapid fire picks, but one reason why we think that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I think I'm gonna take the Dolphins because just based off pure offensive talent, and I don't think the Bills' defense is that great. Their DBs aren't great. Yeah. None of them really. So we'll see. But I think I'm gonna take the Dolphins just because I think Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and their offense could take care of them.
I would take the Bills because I don't think they'll have Mostert or A-Chain, and their rushing game is really big for them.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Bills.
Okay, next game.
49ers, Vikings.
49ers, Vikings. Oh, up there. 49ers, Vikings. I'm going to go with the Niners because the Vikings were good.
Go based off this.
Yeah. Niners were good. I mean, the Vikings were good, but I just saw a lot more that I liked out of the Niners, and they're probably going to have Christian McCaffrey back, so it just opens up even more.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the 49ers even if they don't have Christian McCaffrey. I heard that he might not play this next week even because Achilles strain or Achilles tendonitis or something like, which is pretty serious, and they probably shouldn't play him if they don't have to. And Jordan Mason looked great, so I think I'm going to take the 49ers either way.
Taking 49ers is just a better team. Could be a Sam Darnold legacy game though.
It could
Sam
be.
Darnold was with the 49ers.
Seahawks, Patriots. I'm confused on who I want to pick for this. The Seahawks didn't look good, and the Patriots look like. Are the Patriots just like
they're not
messing with us? It's also the Patriots home opener. It's a 1:00 game. You know what? Let's go Patriots.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks just based off the fact that I don't think the Patriots are good at all. I think the Bengals always start off pretty bad. I'm not making an excuse for them because who cares? But I do think they always start bad, and Joe Burrow couldn't really grip anything, and I think they need to give him a couple of weeks off anyway. But Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Seahawks just because the Patriots are not good.
I want to take the Seahawks.
Did
No
y'all see
reason.
did y'all see what Christian Gonzalez, I think the Patriots DB said
What?
about Jamar Chase? He said he's not getting a new contract off of me.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Christian Gonzalez is very good.
He is.
He is very good.
Giants Commanders. I'm gonna go with a top 5 fantasy quarterback of Jaden Daniels, right? Jalen.
Yep, Jalen
Daniels. I think it's the Kansas quarterback.
Yes, yeah.
Jaden Daniels of the Commanders. I think the Commanders are gonna win this just because Giants are gonna Giants, and and Daniel Jones might throw 3 interceptions.
He had 2 last week, so he might. I'm gonna take the Commanders. Get Jaden Daniels his first win. Sorry, Giants fans, you guys are just very bad.
Yeah, I'm taking Commanders. Giants suck.
Chargers Panthers. Chargers. After what I saw last week, Chargers.
With the Chargers Panthers game, I think it's kind of difficult, but I think I probably will take the Chargers just because after what I've seen from the Panthers, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, if I'm taking Chargers, if J.K. Dobbins plays like he did in the second half of that game against the Raiders, then the Panthers are going to get killed.
Colts Packers. I think it's going to be the Colts unless Malik Willis plays like he did at Liberty when they in the COVID season, or like he did before and how he played in high school, because he was a dog in high school. But this is the pros. He's going to have to go into it's Green Bay's opener, so it's at Green Bay at Lambeau, and the Colts are going to walk in and probably win by a lot.
I'm gonna take the Colts. I'm saying this now, boys. I'm a part of the Anthony Richardson fan club. Love Anthony Richardson, like Michael Pittman, like some of their DBs. I think they're a pretty good, well-rounded team. I'm gonna take the Colts. If Jordan Love doesn't play, and I think I honestly might take the Colts even if Jordan Love was playing. Jordan Love before the injury didn't really look that great. He looked good, but he didn't look
good. He wasn't giving them reasons.
He didn't look. Yeah, he didn't look like. Yeah, I'll take the Colts.
But also that field sucked.
Yeah, it did.
That field
very
was
very
torn up.
bad. Shame on you, NFL.
And Brazil.
I'm going to take.
Don't say that.
I'm going to take the Packers just because I don't think Malik will. And I might chew my own words later on this, but like
I hope Malik does good.
I don't think Malik is going to be like the worst quarterback. He's going to go out there and throw 4 picks. I think just overall, like, they didn't play like awful against the Eagles, but they obviously didn't play like the best that they could have. But I mean, I think they still have good receivers. I think if Jaden Reed plays anything close to like he played, like he'll be a good target for Malik. And if Malik can sling the ball,
Malik can launch the ball down the field. He didn't get the opportunity to show off his arm strength.
Yeah.
Because he threw a really bad pass. I mean, it wasn't accurate at all. Maybe he was just trying to get like a little check down to get in the groove. But then just getting sacked last throw. He was trying to get it out.
That last play.
That wasn't fair.
You guys might think I'm like being exaggerative or like hyperbolic, but that's a play that can kill a player's confidence that already had low confidence, getting traded for a 7th round pick, and then getting thrown into the fire in the first game, and then taking a sack to lose the game like that, especially. So hopefully Malik does good, but I wouldn't count on it.
Browns Jaguars. Really don't know. I mean, Jacksonville's favorite is at Jacksonville. The Browns still don't have Nick Chubb. I don't think the Browns will do anything.
They don't have Chubb till week 5.
They won't have Chubb until week 5. I have him on my IR in fantasy right now. But I think once Nick Chubb comes back, the Browns might be a decent team, a better team than what they are now.
They have a really good defense.
They have a really good defense. It's just once you get that run game started, I mean,
that defense can give teams problems. They just have to make it to where Deshaun Watson doesn't have to be the reason they win.
Yeah, and so that's why I think Nick Chubb coming back in week 5 will be very important for them. I'm going to have to go with, I mean, I didn't see anything special out of the Jaguars. I mean, a couple of things, but like, not really like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go with the Browns. Getting their revenge.
Seeing it firsthand, I think if the Jags can get any kind of offense going, I don't think the Browns can. Which, I mean, the Cowboys' defense is pretty good, and I think I'm going to take the Jags just off the simple fact that they have a better quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It could change.
I'm going to take the Jags.
Jets, Titans. After what I saw the picture of Will Levis. That's the whole entire Titans organization right now, thinking they can build around Will Levis. Mayo Cologne can only take you so far, but Aaron Rodgers also has more. He has the most free play touchdowns ever in the NFL.
It's crazy stats.
It's
That's such an ESPN
yeah,
stat.
that is such an ESPN stat, but I don't really know who's going to win this game. If they played better than they did, they're favored too, so I think I'll take the Jets.
Okay. I think I'll take the Jets. Just because the Titans aren't very good at football right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Jets. Get Aaron Rodgers' first win.
I'm going to take the Jets. I don't know why people were saying that Will Levis is going to be one of the best quarterbacks this year. I
never got that. But
I know.
bro, and I swear, people are just so high on. Stroud played a great his rookie year, obviously. But I think people are so high on AR-15 and Will Levis just because they hate Bryce Young. It's fair, I guess, because Bryce is not playing good, but Will Levis is not going to play good either. Anthony Richardson, he will play good, but Will Levis is not. So they're just trying to.
Dare I say Anthony Richardson has a higher upside than C.J. Stroud? Or is that crazy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who can run better?
Yeah, but running's going to get him killed.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, so next
that's a conversation for the next podcast.
Next game is Lions versus Buccaneers. I'm gonna go. It's at Lions, so
it's a hard place to play.
I don't like the Buccaneers. Not like I'm biased. I don't like the Buccaneers. I don't want the Buccaneers to win. I don't like Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I think I'm going to take the Lions as well. I'm not as high on the Lions as everybody else. I think they're very beatable. And another thing that I want to bring up, just speaking on the Lions, why is everybody so high on the Rams? I never got the offseason hype. I watched First Take and everything, and Stephen A. is so high on the Rams, but I really don't see why. Anyway, you think the Rams are a big market?
They're in LA. That's the only thing that
the
matters.
Chargers are in LA too.
I know. And they also bring in a lot of people coming to watch the Rams game more than the Chargers.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna bring in more money.
I don't think the Rams are any. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Lions just because. Well, I don't know. I'll take the Lions. Just squeaking it out though.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Nice.
I think they're a better team.
That's a good call.
Ravens Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. They're gonna get their comeback win. Likely we'll have some good catches, some touchdowns, maybe. He'll likely have them.
If Lamar doesn't run for 200 yards again.
Yeah, if Lamar does his thing, and the Raiders were good, they just didn't.
The Raiders aren't a bad team, but I think
they have a good defense. They have some young offensive players.
I think I'm gonna take the Ravens. And if I was the Raiders, I would be taking calls on Devontae Adams to get something out of him.
He's getting old.
He's getting old, and he's an aging receiver. He doesn't really fit the mold of what they're trying to do, in my opinion. Get young, get good players. So that's just side topic, but we don't have to go into that. But yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm taking Ravens. Just a lot better talent, just on their offense.
Rams at Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals. Hopefully, Marvin Harrison Jr. will get more than one catch, 3 targets, right?
3. Yeah,
he dropped one. First game nerves. I know it's not. He's basically already a veteran in the NFL. His dad played. His dad's Super Bowl.
He's a surefire All-Pro. He's a good player.
He's a good player. You can't put that much
it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure on him, and he probably thought that. Even people say but he's this good. He shouldn't even think about the pressure. No, they still think about the pressure. It will affect less.
Who you got again?
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Okay. I know I just talked a lot of crap about the Rams, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna take the Cardinals. The Rams are without Puka Nacua for another 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Cardinals in a barely.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals.
Bengals at Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
That's a very cool game for week 2. I think it's a very good game. even though they're in the same division. I know, but I'm just saying it's a good game. I'm gonna take the Chiefs, and I honestly don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, I'm taking Chiefs. I think the Bengals might be one of the worst teams in the league this year. Because Joe Burrow plays like this, bro. His hand's broken, bro.
His hands.
If Joe Burrow doesn't get fixed in the next couple weeks, you got to start about sitting him for the year, just letting him rest.
You just got to talk about go ahead and just ship out everybody, bro.
Rebuild. I will say because I seen this. I don't know if you guys seen this. Jamar Chase today declined a deal earlier this week for 4 years, $140 million. That's the same exact contract, same exact money that Justin Jefferson got, and he declined it.
I don't think he even wants to be with there.
I don't know. I think he might be declining it because he wants the most money, but also if you think about it, what if he knows something about Joe Burrow and his hand and his recovery that we don't know yet? Yeah. Think about it like that. He wants to have QB security, so maybe he'll want out soon.
Maybe he's just doing it because he doesn't want to, like... well, then, he's contracted there for that many years. But also, like...
Which he has this season and next season on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Which...
Is that the 5th-year option?
Yeah.
Next year? Okay, yeah. Next is Steelers at Broncos. Apparently, right now, Justin Fields is the starter for Pittsburgh that game.
He will be the starter again this week, I think.
So I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Just because they still have a good defense. TJ Watt had that offside.
That will have to be the reason that they win. I'm gonna take the Broncos. I think who did the Broncos play last week?
They played.
I forget. I'm sorry.
I got it.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
And they lost as well, right?
Yeah, by 6.
Yeah, I think Will Levis might squeak out his first win against the Steelers. The Steelers have not scored a touchdown.
Not Will Levis.
Or not Will Levis. Bo Nix. I think the Steelers they are 1-0 and they haven't scored a touchdown.
They got close. Yeah. I mean, they got close.
So I think I'm gonna take the Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Broncos. I think Bo Nix is gonna do well this year. But also I think the Steelers suck. So
the next one is Sunday Night Football on NBC.
That's a cool game for Sunday Night Football.
God Bears versus the Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans just because same as like the Steelers. Like the Bears have only. I mean, they didn't score no touchdowns, but like the Bears only scored one offensive touchdown. And unless Caleb Williams shows something, I mean, like right now it's just the Texans right now. So,
I think I'm gonna take the Texans just because I think they're just better. I think they're just better than the Rams right now. I think they got better at most positions. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just take the Texans in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans. I think the fact that the Bears almost lost to the Titans could be saying a lot about how the future.
Their coach said if they punted on 1st and 10 every possession, they might have won, which is a crazy thing to say.
As your coach,
as a coach with a young quarterback,
I don't know. The Titans aren't going to be like probably the worst team, but they suck. And this is not to say that Caleb Williams is bad, but he's growing, so he won't be good. He won't lead them to the playoffs this year. He's not another CJ Stroud.
Monday Night Football. Yes, we're missing one game, by the way, guys. Like we have skipped over a game. Monday Night Football. Falcons versus Eagles.
Bro, it's not a hard pick.
It's a very hard pick because I don't know.
Bro,
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
The only reason why he's struggling is because he doesn't want the Falcons to win because it's in the division with the Saints.
So you always got to think about it.
The Falcons are losing. The Eagles.
Actually, you do your pick first.
Yeah, I have the Eagles. I think the Falcons are awful. I think they had their opportunity to showcase their offense and their defense, and neither one of them looked that good.
All right, guys. I'm gonna take the Falcons. You will never see me on this show once pick the Eagles. I'm sorry, but I will take the Falcons, and I think the Falcons could actually win if their defense plays halfway decent and and Kirk Cousins is not trash, I think the Eagles or the Falcons have a chance. So.
Or they start Michael Penix.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Next is Saints at Cowboys. Now, me and Parker will be there for that game. We will be up in the nosebleeds, and I'm looking at the ticket prices right now. It says $91.
In the standing room.
Oh yeah. Standing room was like 40. I think our tickets were like a lot. But we're going to Dallas Friday. It's gonna be fun.
Can't wait.
We might vlog it and put it down on the channel for fun. Just to show like what we're doing.
Let's let Isaac do his pick for this game first.
But yeah, Isaac, you go first.
I'm taking the Cowboys. The Saints have a good defense, but I think it'll be a good game because, last year the Saints were 9th in most points per game, and I think that'll continue to go into this year. As they'll lead maybe in the top 10 points per game. But that doesn't mean that they're gonna win every single game.
We did it last year.
They did it last year. But I'm taking the Cowboys just because I think they're going to have to play. I think they're going to have to do a lot of air raid and stuff like that. I think if they rely on Zeke too much, they have potential to let that game slip from their hands. But their receiving core is good. Brandon Cooks is good.
Brandon Cooks is very underrated.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's good.
But then obviously CD, and they just they both got Dak and CD both got new contracts and stuff, and so.
$376 million in 2 players.
I think they're out for vengeance this year. I think they're out for blood in the Super Bowl. So they're not taking any game unseriously. They're taking every game seriously. So I think they're gonna win.
Parker,
you can go first.
Okay. I saw this graphic today. Had every single person picking Cowboys. That's what the Saints want to hear. Especially with the hurricane coming in, and then our team got sent away today, and our coaches are spending the night at the facility. That means they're locked in. They are locked into this week. They're working overtime because they're forced to. God said, "Here, you know what? For the Saints to win, I'm gonna have to push a hurricane over the city of New Orleans and give the Saints something to fight for."
Because
last time
one disappointed person.
Hey, we said this last week when they both picked the Panthers to win, and I picked the Saints.
Did I pick the Panthers?
Yes, you did. Everybody's against the Saints. Everybody, no one's on the hype train with me, but we're gonna go into Jerry World and make it a close game. Not saying we're gonna win. I want to win.
My score prediction is 38-17.
Also on that graphic, every single game was 8 points or less, and 4 of them were by 2 points. And there was
So what's your game pick?
Oh, it's the Saints.
All right.
He did that last week too. He just talked a lot about glazing the Saints, and then never said his game.
And what happened last week? 47-0, buddy.
That's fair.
47-10.
10. 47-10. There was a 0 at the end.
You like to pick on people who struggle in their life.
Well, I'm going to let Isaac know that the Cowboys are going to get their get back for him.
Sir.
Because the Cowboys are going to go into their home opener, and I think they are going to win. Do I think it's going to be an easy game? No. Do I think that the Cowboys could get punched in the mouth maybe and lose sight of the objective? I do think that, because I think that the Saints offense, you guys got a new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, and
he's actually cooking.
He was with the 49ers last year, no?
Yes.
And and the 49ers killed the Cowboys. So maybe, I know it's 2 different teams, 2 different levels of talent, but I do think that the Saints do have a chance, but I'm going to take the Cowboys. Let's do score here. Score prediction too. I'm going to go 27-17. Cowboys win.
I think it will be a good game, a good defensive game. So 24-20.
24-20 Cowboys? Or Saints? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, y'all kick 2 field goals, maybe take the lead early, and then we make some, we go up 21-20, and then we kick a field goal because we can. That's the only thing we can get at.
I had somebody ask me, since I'm going to be at the game, they said, do you want this game to be close? And I said, absolutely not. I want to go in there and I want to beat the Saints like we always do. So,
There will
Yeah.
be a video of someone crying when we're leaving. It will
Please,
be
please
either-
beat them 47-10. Please.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, and if we
I don't
beat them
think- I don't
47
think-
we're going to
I don't think, do you think the Cowboys will actually like put up 40? Like y'all can.
like
but
this
will
week.
y'all? Like,
This week?
You know how
Do
like
I think we
some
will this week?
No. I'm just saying like. Do you think you will put up those points? Because like a lot of people don't blow out teams.
I just
Like
told you
once
what
they're
I
up,
think
they'll
the
just
score
like start
was.
running the ball.
Yeah, I think you guys were kind of running up the score on the Panthers
I
because they're the
agree.
division rival.
And those points could be valuable later on in the season if there's a tie.
Yeah, do I think we're going to score 47 points against you guys? Probably not. And if we do, then you
Y'all
guys
might go
are
to the Super
Bowl. Yeah. Oh, real quick before we get to that,
Okay.
I wanted to talk a little bit about. I wanted to do a cool little segment on NFL stat leaders. Let's go through each stat and let's say, do we think that the person that is in first will be in first at the end of the season?
Okay.
We'll go through it. So NFL passing leaders, Tua is number 1 with 338. We're gonna go real quick. Just saying, if we think that person will lead the stats at the end of the year.
No.
I do think that there's a good chance just because of how good their offense is,
Yeah.
but I do not think that he will be the leader in passing.
I don't even think. I think there's only one person up there right now that could, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
I think he will.
You think Tua will be number 1?
I think Tua.
I think he was last year.
He
Last
was
number 1.
He threw
yeah.
like 300 yards every single game. last
Yeah,
year.
he did their
I think
offense is really good.
I think-
I really don't know how they lose. Anyway, go ahead, Rob.
Oh, with the rushing.
Yeah.
Oh, rushing leaders: Joe Mixon. It's funny because Lamar Jackson's number 4. I think there's a chance that Joe Mixon does lead the league in rushing.
I think rushing is a weird one. I think it's a different one every single
I
year.
think it is, and I think Joe Mixon, if he played like he did that one year in Cincinnati, and he is really good, I think there is a chance because it opens up that whole entire offense even more.
I do not think Joe Mixon will be. I think there's a lot better running backs. I think that this week's top 5 is kind of weird. It's just to say the top 5 real quick. It's Joe Mixon, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins, Lamar Jackson, and Ramondre Stevenson. So I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm saying no on that one.
Okay, receiving leaders. It's Jaden Reed right now, Tyreek Hill, Alec Pierce,
Yeah.
Jamison Williams, and A.J. Brown. I do not think it will be Jaden Reed. Unless Malik Willis throws him for 400 yards this game.
So no.
So no.
All right, I'm gonna say no as well.
No.
I think it's the person in second who might do it.
Yeah, it will probably be Tyreek Hill
Okay.
or CD Lamb.
Well, yeah.
Tackle leaders, and we're going to name the top 2. It's T.J. Edwards and Zach Bond, who played for the Saints last year. And then Nick Cross, Alec Anzalone, and then Logan Wilson.
Did Anzalone also play for you guys?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Both. So 2, yeah. I do not think it will be that. I think, dang, I don't know. Maybe it could be T.J. Edwards, but tackle's going to be a weird one too.
Tackles is such a weird one.
It is.
I'm gonna say no. I couldn't tell you who I think is gonna be, but yeah, I'm gonna take the field over T.J. Edwards.
I love the next one that's coming up.
I'm gonna say no, and I would say that the top 5 up there are not gonna be even in the top.
None
5,
of the
but
top
in-
5. Okay.
in-
I kind of think that with rushing as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Joe Mixon might have a chance to stay top 5.
I think actually. Honestly,
does, but I
yeah.
don't
Now
know.
it's the next one that's going to be the one where I think only one dude's going to stay up there, and that's DeMarcus Lawrence with the sacks.
Yeah.
No, Alontae Taylor would not be leading the league in tackles because he is not a lineman or a linebacker. He is a cornerback for the Saints. He got 3 sacks. Greg Russo, how do you say it?
Russo.
He has 3 sacks too. Those are 1, 2. I don't think it will be them 2. I think it might be DeMarcus Lawrence or like Micah or like even I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be Greg Rousseau. No,
No, I don't think it is.
I think Greg Rousseau is a really good player though.
I think he is.
And it's not even. It's usually Gregory. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, it's Gregory Rousseau. So yeah, I think I'll take the field.
Weird. let's just skip interception.
Interceptions is going to be Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon
gonna
got
be-
one.
Or it's just some random person.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Gonna
usually
get
somebody
one.
random.
It's
usually
going to be
somebody
someone to
random.
get 3 picks in one game, and they're just going to lead for the rest of the time.
Last topic.
La-
Let's do our pretty cool topic. We got something different at least.
It is UFC 306 in the Sphere. UFC, what's it called?
Noche.
Noche. It's supposed to be themed around the history of Mexico. There's only
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, all of them have There's someone from Mexico in every fight, other than the main event, unless Sean O'Malley has something. Oh, and then the third to last fight. All the other cards are
Diego Lopez.
yeah. No, he's from Brazil. It said, but there's something. But we're only gonna go over the main event. It's the title fight for the how do you even
Bantamweight.
bantamweight. I can't see.
Yeah, the Bantamweight Championship will be a very good fight. I think it goes all 5. I think it goes all 5 rounds. And I got Sugar Sean O'Malley winning.
Will you be wearing the shirt that night?
That night, if we were watching it, I will 100% be wearing my Sugar Sean.
I think it would be Sugar because
It's going to be the Sugar Show in the Sphere, which is sick. So
I think it should be Sugar because he has a bigger reach. He is taller,
younger,
better, and he'll just.
The only way that Marab has a chance in this fight is if he gets Sean O'Malley to the ground in the later rounds and Sean's tired. I think that Sean could definitely go toe-to-toe with him in the ground game in the early part. But if it does go all 5 like I think and it goes to the ground and say rounds 4 or 5, I would be a little worried. But I do think Sugar Sean O'Malley wins by decision or 4th round knockout. That's what I'm going to say.
Fighting go to the distance is -120 right now to 110, and then the over under all rounds is the over 4.5 is favored than under. Money line goes to Sean O'Malley. They don't really have it. I don't know if that's like a big number for submission.
Yeah, that's a pretty big. That's a pretty big when it comes to football, but really not for that.
Okay, and then by points, what's his name?
Marab.
Yeah, he's favored to do it.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm taking Sean O'Malley, but I was gonna say a 4th round knockout.
4th round knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what round.
A
do you
knockout.
think?
I might go the distance.
Wait,
How many do they do with
5 rounds? They do 5 rounds.
I thought it was.
No, that's 5.
Oh,
rounds.
are the other ones?
It's
shorter?
3.
It's
Non-championship is 3 rounds.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was like
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Or if the main event is like a big fight, like say if McGregor's fighting and it's not for a championship, but it's the main event, it'll be 5 rounds.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking 7. I was like, that's
No,
feel
no,
right.
no.
Yeah, 5 rounds. I think they could go 5 rounds.
Yeah, they could. But say that they're not gonna go 5 rounds, what would you say?
If they don't go 5 rounds,
If they don't go 5, what round and by what?
probably 4th, and then it'd probably be like a knockout or a random tap out
By
shot.
okay, nice.
It'll be like the most random, like what happened to Izzy the other, like
Oh
he just
my
like
gosh.
fighting.
I don't want to
all of
talk
a sudden
about it.
hit a
Bro.
log.
I
I'm
don't
like,
want to
bro,
talk about it. I don't
he
wanna-
could have just stayed alive.
Izzy. By the way, Izzy was winning that whole entire fight.
the whole entire fight until the last seconds.
I honestly think he just didn't want to go to the ground again because I've never seen Izzy just give up his back like that. But I digress. We're all taking Sugar Sean. And do you guys have any other maybe fun topic that you would like to bring up?
Let us know if you want us to talk about any topics. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, like anything, put it down in the comments.
Yes, sir.
If you want to sponsor us, hit us up.
Hey, let us know.
If
let
you
us
guys
know.
want a guest podcast, we could definitely figure something
We can
out.
find some guests. We know people. We got connections. Michael Parsons, the invitation is still open to you after responding.
It's still
to
there.
Parker.
It's still there, Michael. We're friends now. You
Yeah.
replied to me on TikTok.
Maybe-
I had my popcorn ready, but yeah.
I can't think of anything else to do. Shout out to everybody who watched. We have a lot of viewers on that last podcast. Hopefully this does just as well.
Keep it going.
Can't wait till NBA season.
NBA
We're
season.
gonna start talking about the
fun.
NBA.
We might have 5-hour long podcast.
Yeah, that will be pretty bad. And also, trade deadline in both will be some of the best episodes that we have.
Oh, yes.
We
it
might
will.
do a whole trade deadline watch along.
Yeah,
we should.
it would be
Uh,
sick. Would you guys like a live podcast?
A live podcast.
I think that would be
fun.
pretty sick. I think that's
Uh,
kind of scary.
Tell us if y'all want to see the video of us, me and Parker, exploring and going to the Dallas game. Our friend Drew will be there too.
Shout out Drew.
Shout out Drew. We can bring him on the podcast one day. Before we go, we didn't even talk about the Flames. Or do
We don't need to talk.
We
about
don't need to talk about this.
A disgrace. That's it. That's all you need.
But
That's all you need to know.
shout out to everybody who commented in the last video. Comment your favorite team in the comments. Just say who your favorite team, college, football or NFL. Also, say who you have in the UFC fight, Sean O'Malley or Merab.
Just comment.
Yeah, just comment. Interact with us. Like the video.
Connect with me on LinkedIn.
Connect with Parker on LinkedIn. He needs some more people to follow him on LinkedIn. And yeah, just have a good day.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
We
thank you
always
for watching.
appreciate it.
If you made it to this far into the video,
And if you follow right now, when we go big, you'll be a day one. We're gonna
Yes,
remember.
sir.
We're
gonna
gonna
remember all the people
Day
who
one,
watched it.
we'll give you. Just
Yeah, we'll give you 30. No, I'm playing.
Hey,
nothing.
comment
Except thank you.
comment sugar
Okay.
down in the comments if you made it this far in the video.
Comment if you comment banana in the comments right now. We will give you guys a hug the next time we see you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Parker
Raleigh.
And Isaac.
from the Sports Blitz podcast. We'll see you next episode. Is it off?